nice to say. I think that I would like you anyway. You take me from the hospital bed.
Hey, did you get my last zero? That's nothing. This is...
No, could you forward it to me? Twice.
Forward, re-zero.
Oh, fuck. We totally should have called this forward re-zero, because the two re's are Neve and I are re-watching it, and then we're forwarding it to Morg.
We're forwarding it to Morg, yeah.
Fuck, we totally botched this.
I think
That's
it's too late.
though. Yeah.
We gotta cancel the pod.
Yeah.
Podcast is over, everyone.
Podcast over. Welcome to Forward Re-Zero. It's a Re-Zero rewatch / watch-along podcast. Well, it's not a watch-along, because like that would be as it came out. I don't know. What? It's a rewatch / first watch. Whatever. Fuck that. Okay, it's a podcast. It's a podcast about anime. The anime is Re-Zero.
It's a podcast.
I'm Sarah. God, what the? Okay, let me take another run. All right.
Are you keeping all this in?
No. It'd be really funny if I did. Welcome to Forward Re-Zero. It's a Re-Zero watching podcast. I'm Sarah.
I'm Neve.
I'm Morg.
And it's our second episode. The haters said we would never make it.
And the haters, they were wrong.
They were wrong. We had to prove them that we would. The haters were always constantly. It was really just countless. Like I would be working at my job serving coffee, and someone would come to me and say, "Sarah, Sunhat, Zhenya, you will never make it to episode 2 of your Re-Zero podcast." And I'd be like, "Well, shit, I don't know. Are they right?"
Damn.
Now I can definitively say they were wrong.
If someone called me by my Twitter handle at work, I would freak out.
I mean, it's weird when anyone calls me that in real life. Like.
What, you don't like being called? You don't like being called Neve Nickelwolf?
I mean, no one really does that to me though, because I have a fake last name for people to use.
Yeah, I think I feel like a lot of people are just under the impression that Williams is your actual last name,
including me, until this very moment.
I'm sorry, Morg. I'm not the person I said I was.
Fuck.
There was like a month, I think it was I don't think I knew until like a month into us dating that your last name was not Williams.
It's
or like
beep. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, we're not in the business. We're not in the interest of doxing Neve here.
My last name is actually haunting the morgue.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Sarah, is your last name Sunhat Zhenya, or is it just like Zhenya? Yeah, and Sarah is your nickname, and Sunhat is your real first name?
It's my name is actually Zhenya Sarah Sunhat Zhenya.
Oh, interesting. That's quite a name.
Yeah.
What country is that name from?
Sunny Russia. It's like Russia, but like less wintry. Hitler would have taken over sunny Russia with no problem.
I mean, like I think in that situation, like all the Nazis like die of heat stroke.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same but different.
They're running up to like to tropical Stalingrad in their like full Hugo Boss uniforms. Like, oh, so Russia is so sunny, it's so hot.
The Kremlin surrounded by palm trees.
Mein Gott, it's heat stroken.
Oh,
Jesus.
Fans, I'm being smelted like the furnace of Minecraft.
This is okay. I know you finished Austin Powers recently, but like we cannot just be quoting Goldmember whole cloth on this podcast.
No, they're German. They're not Dutch.
I know, but like the accent that Goldmember does in that's basically the voice you're doing right there.
I was thinking it was more Heimlich A Bug's Life, but I guess no one saw that.
I did see Bug's Life.
I did see A Bug's Life 25 years ago.
That was like one of my favorite movies as a kid, actually, though.
I saw it once, Hopper freaked me out, didn't go back.
Wow.
Do you want me to shift into like the Werner Herzog like German accent? for future reference.
I think I'm sure you bring it up now means that it will rear its head at some point during this episode. But no, I think instead we should talk about the episodes that we watched. The episode that we watched today.
We watched an episode today?
We watched episode 2 of the director's cut of ReZero Starting Life in Another World. Reunion with the Witch / Starting from Zero in Another World.
I thought that was the first, like, when I saw that what would be in the regular anime, the 4th episode was called Starting from Zero in Another World, I was like, why is it called that?
I mean, you never put the self-titled, like, the self-titled, like, never the first track on the album, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's kind of a Buster move.
Can be.
Well, I mean, yeah, it can be actually. Yeah, starting the album with the title track, like, nah, you don't do that.
This is, I mean, that's fair, I guess.
Yeah.
You got me.
I got you. Ba-bang. Guess I shot ya.
That's what he says. That's what Subaru says in this anime we just watched.
He says, bang, guess I shot ya.
Pitch the gun.
Morg, what did you think of these episodes? This episode.
I liked it more than the first one. Like, I can just say that, like, straight up. Like,
less concentrated cringe content in this one.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Like, there were definitely still some, like, he's still, like, very, very much fawning over who we do, like, confirmed know is Amelia now.
Yes, yeah, her name is Amelia. I do not have to call her Satella anymore. Hopefully my editing on the first episode was dexterous enough that I did not let any mentions of Amelia slip through. But behind the curtain, I did say Amelia instead of Satella like 6 times on that recording.
It'd be like,
boy, howdy, did you?
I kind of already knew her name. I think I might have mentioned in that episode because of Roy League, but still,
she does look like Frostlass.
Yeah.
She do be looking like Frostlass a little, though. But, yeah, he's still, like, fawning over her a lot. Like, definitely, like, less so, but it's still, like, kind of weird because it's like, she doesn't remember you fully. And
it's a bit questionable, but
I'm okay with it, though, kind of.
Yeah,
he's just
knowing...
Like, it does help that people, like, call him on it. They're like, what are you talking about? Like, that never happened.
Like, Subaru really gets his ass got by, like revealing he really reveals his hand, like, 5 times in this episode. And people are like, hey, how do you know that? How do you know that?
Sometimes people didn't
he read the script.
Though. I thought it was funny that, like, people just kind of let some of it go. Which, like, made sense, because if you're in the middle of, like, a battle, you're not gonna, like... care maybe fully if someone knows your name. Like
like if a lady bursts in the door and says I'm going to hunt your bowels, then like that's your most pressing matter.
I don't if someone bursts in the room and says I'm going to hunt your bowels, I do not care that the strangely dressed young man in the room is calling me Sarah Sunhat Zhenya.
That's that
well, maybe they're furries, maybe they know you from online.
The person at work that tells you that you're not going to continue your podcast. That's
it's Subaru wearing a Groucho Marx face. He's got like the glasses and the big nose and the mustache.
And you're like, how do you know my name? What the fuck?
Why are you wearing the worst Metia ever?
It's Metia.
It's Metia. Yeah, we should have called the podcast It's Metia.
Damn. I mean, we're gonna just keep coming up with more names as we go. We're gonna be like, should have been this, should have been that.
We spent like another peek behind the curtain. We spent like 30 minutes on a production on like the first production meeting of this podcast. We spent like 30 minutes like going in circles about the name Forward ReZero.
Yeah,
it'd be like
it's fine
sometimes. It's like
it do be like that.
It's hard to know. Like, what's gonna stick in people's minds?
I mean, what's in a name anyway?
Speaking of what's in a name, we start this episode where we left off last time with Subaru just having called Amelia Satella and her being like, why did you just call me that? You called me the name of the Witch of Envy. That's messed up.
You just said a slur to me.
I think it's kind of interesting that, like elves are, like, pretty clearly discriminated against in this world, but, like, all the townspeople are still shocked that he said that.
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting detail. I don't know how intentional it is, but
I think based on what we find out later, like Felt does not like be like, oh fuck, it's Satella. Like later in the episode, she doesn't realize that until Amelia says that she is a half elf, which is
yeah.
Like I don't know, maybe like elf that looks like the Witch of Envy, you're good. Half elf that looks like the Witch of Envy, watch out. Uh-oh.
Yeah, for anyone who looks like the Witch of Envy, it's on site.
If you are a half elf, if you are a dead ringer for the Witch of Envy, but you're a human, you're good.
If you're,
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, I was wondering, like, elves are. I mean, I haven't seen any other elf or half elf other than Amelia.
Yeah.
Is it kind of like I was gonna say, is it kind of like a Dragon Age? But I actually haven't played Dragon Age. I just have people tell me about it.
Neve, is it kind of like a Dragon Age?
It's not like a Mass Effect. That's my only point of reference here.
I'm racking my brain, and I think that like, who are the other elves that we meet over the course of the story? Like,
I mean, one of them is a pretty big spoiler. So.
Oh yeah, you're right. I know who you're talking about. But yeah, so Subaru's like, hey, you're Satella, and Amelia's like, why did you just call me that? And I enjoyed, like, the villagers or the other people in the market, like, chiming in the background, like, you went too far, young boy!
Yeah.
Like, oh, you really, you pushed, you went over
He's
the line,
not doing
buddy.
respectability politics.
You couldn't really tell. Like, I didn't know what they were saying because I'm watching it in, like, sub. So
Yeah, I mean, like... They weren't really saying much. You could just get it just by like paying attention to like the tone and the body language of the characters.
Yeah. At this point, when Amelia is walking away from Subaru and is like, "I'm not fucking talking to you. You just called me a slur. You." The way that she talks about it, like, I'm sorry to fucking bring this up, but like, it's the way she talks about the name of Satella, it's Voldemort-esque. It's the only other cultural point of reference that I have for that, like, for the way the name is treated.
Yeah, a little like if Voldemort was a slur.
I mean, like, the way that it's treated in Harry Potter is basically a slur. Like,
Harry Potter fans do seem to think it's a slur.
I'm really sorry to bring Harry Potter into this, but it was the only thing I could think of.
All right, we get one per episode. How about?
Yeah, and all right, that's it.
That's it.
Ah, damn. It's gonna be tough because there's all this magic.
We're like 5 seconds into this episode.
Yeah, because in the commotion of Amelia being upset, Felt runs in and like. This is the moment where she pickpockets Amelia and steals her funny little crest. And Amelia's like, "Oh, you're fucking in league with her, huh? You tricked me. You did the slur was a distraction, a clever ruse."
Yeah, she's not fucking happy, obviously.
Understandably.
Yeah.
I wonder how like it was taken before. If this was like this time around, it's taken because she was distracted. Like. I wonder how she stole it before.
I mean, based on... I don't really know why Amelia is even in the town. I don't really remember why Amelia is in this town to begin with. I'm sure it's, like, mentioned, but I don't actually recall. But, so, yeah, Amelia storms off and is like, you have really fucked me here. You have absolutely, completely turbo-fucked me.
The beginning of this anime, I don't think we saw it last time, and it's good.
No, with the OP, yeah. I find this OP quite mid, honestly. It's not bad for sure, but it's just like, I think the other OPs are really, really good.
Well, I haven't heard them yet, so...
Yeah.
Well, you will only get a few chances to hear them throughout the course of the show, so...
Yeah, that's the thing about ReZero, is that as you go on, you get fewer and fewer instances of the OP, because, like, you know how, like, in an anime, like, I don't know, like, the second to last episode or something will, like, skip the OP to make a longer episode, and they'll just run the title, they'll just run, like, the credits over where the OP would be.
Yeah.
ReZero does that, like...
most of the time.
Like, I counted, you hear the season 3 OP 3 times in the show, in the season 3 proper. Like, I'm not talking about the director's, or in season 2, for the first half of season 2, you only hear the third OP 3 times, and the second one only twice. The second one's really funny because they don't drop that one until, like, halfway through the second half of season 2.
Yeah, I do remember watching it and being like, oh, this is what the OP is.
Yeah, because we hadn't seen it. But yeah, the first OP you get the most by far. I think they drop it in like most of the episodes proper. I'm pretty sure it'll be at the start of all of the director's cut episodes.
Visually, it's the one I recall the most clearly. So
yeah, I like the visuals of it a lot. I think some of the later ones, I think 2 has some. I think the second one has some generic. I really like the visuals of this one. The song is a bit mid, but the visuals are great.
That's what I was gonna say. It was the visuals that actually really got me. Like, the song was like fine.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for any OP that ends the same way that it starts. Like I ring theory, baby. I love that shit.
Yeah, like the animation of the first OP does also like give like a little bit more of a harem-y vibe than like.
Oh yeah, it totally does. Like
I was thinking that too.
I suspect that's on purpose to a degree, but
like you have that one shot of like of is it a spoiler if I name these characters? Because like I'm pretty sure Morg knows these. Like there's that scene of like the lineup of
like they're on The Bachelor.
There's like there's a lineup of the women who are important in this first season of the show, and excluding Elsa, the Battle Hunter, and like it really does just look like Subaru is going to have to choose from among them.
Yeah, I was a little concerned when I first like I was like,
because Felt is there, and Felt is 15.
Yeah, that's so I didn't know, until this episode that she was 15, but just watching the opening and like seeing all the girls, I'm like, I don't know if this is like all his friends. Why are they only girls though? Especially because
Subaru respects women. He's an ally.
He's only friends with girls.
He got his Spotify Wrapped back, and it turned out 100% of the time he was listening to women.
I also think it's really cool how like musically the OP starts and ends the same. Like it starts with the and then that's how it ends too. Like the exact same thing. But it's just cut off at the end. I think it's cool.
Good.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Good OP.
So he's kind of like back to the actual show. He's kind of like starting to put together like very slowly like. Things are not as they seem, and
it is genuinely unreal that like I cannot think of another isekai that involves time looping like this. I can think of I said this in the first episode too, but like I can think of a lot of media, especially like Japanese media that does, and it's unreal to me that he takes until the third time he dies. And it's not until he sees the bag of corn potage that Ram ate a loop ago that he's like, wait, that shouldn't be there.
As he's dying.
Yeah, because what happens is he's like we get back from the OP and he's trying to follow Amelia into an alleyway, but he like loses sight of her.
It's the same alleyway.
Yeah,
this motherfucker goes in the same alleyway 3 different times. No, 4 different times.
Yeah. So he walks into the alleyway where the three criminal guys.
The thugs.
I can't even think of the word.
It's the little mushroom guy and the big guy and the gay one.
The thugs.
It's Coconut Head from
Ned's
Declassified. Yeah.
Oh God.
It's Coconut Head. It's at sign from Twin Squared, and it's I don't know, a big guy.
Just any anime big guy.
Yeah, any anime large guy. Subaru walks into the alley and he's like, well, he's like Calvin and Hobbes doing I'm having the worst day of my life. Will anyone be nice to me about it?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, he literally says, would someone please be nice to me? And then the 3 alley guys show up and they're like, hey, let's fucking tussle. Give me your money.
My notes literally say nobody care you.
Nobody care him.
Nobody care him. And like he's like, I don't have time. And he tries to run past the one that Sarah deemed the gay one.
It's literally at sign from Twin Squared.
Yeah.
And he got fucking stabbed.
He gets stabbed in the back.
He gets stabbed in the back. literally, and he falls, and like
I think it's really fun. I think it's really funny that the guy who stabs him claims no, he walked right into my blade when like he literally got stabbed in the back after walking past them.
It was an officer-involved stabbing.
Subaru just like Subaru is like dying very slowly, and then then Coconut Head takes the knife out of him and is like, well, I mean, we might as well just hold on to our knife and leave,
take his stuff and leave, and like
and make Subaru die more quickly.
Yeah, he sees the potato chips and he's like, fuck, Rom ate those, what the fuck?
He sees the potage, as it's called in the dub.
I apologize.
Did they call it the potage? Did they call it the potage?
Subaru calls it the potage.
That's very funny.
That's very good.
Subaru has become French.
Potage.
Oh. I'm not doing another accent.
Oui, oui, boss, yeah.
Actually, I'm double checking the spelling on the actual bag. I assumed it was potage because like that's just how like
that's how Japanese works.
That's how Japanese is translated, but it is like potage. So like potage. So potaju is like closer to accurate than potage.
I want to be the next potage.
Potage.
Oh, I was just about to make that joke. Remember when Naruto wanted to be potage?
But yeah, he sees the bag of corn potage. Correcting
Cersei was potage. Okay, I'm done. Let's go.
Cersei was potage. Corn
Corn
potage. Corn is no place for a mighty warrior. Okay. I'm sorry. So yeah, Subaru sees the bag of corn potage as he lay dying, and the three alley punks run off, and they're like, oh fuck, we gotta get here before the cops get here. And then Subaru wakes up at the Appa stand again.
He's like, hey Appa guy that I recognize, but you don't recognize me. Have you seen me before? And he's like, no, bitch.
He says, how many times have you been to your stand? And the guy says, I've never seen you before in my life. And Subaru, he's like, are you going to buy something? And Subaru is like really giddy about the fact he's like, I'm broke beyond compare. Which is really fun.
He is so excited. And then he just like sits behind the dude.
He sits behind a different stand, which is really funny.
Starts going like, it seems like when I experience a death, I return
to zero.
Yeah, I guess he did say that. He did say that verbatim in the show.
Yeah, I return to zero. I re-zero. I'll call it return by death.
I will call it Notorious RBD.
Why didn't he call it just return by zero?
Because
that is a good question.
I think the thing is that like Subaru does not want to consider himself this, but he is very much chuny and like wants to be as epic as possible.
Mm.
And I think
he's
that
chuny?
like
what?
Chuny.
Chuny?
Like the fucking it's a Japanese term for like the equivalent I can think of is like, you remember how back in like middle school there were people who would like do Naruto fights?
Yeah.
In like that's kind of like being Ebony Darkness Dementia way, like these kinds of things.
Yeah, you want to be epic.
Oh, okay, I thought you were saying Chugi wrong. I was very confused. I was like, what? I don't think I would call him that.
It's an abbreviation of Chunibyo, which is middle school second year syndrome, and it's just
that's such a good term for it.
Yeah, to just quote a definition from JapaneseWithAnime.com. In English, Chuni is an abbreviation of Chunibyo, middle school second year syndrome, generally referring to someone who acts and talks like they live in a fantasy game or manga anime world with magic, evil organizations, and stuff like that.
Oh, we need this as a loan word, like right now.
like neat is the U.S. equivalent of hikikomori. What is the U.S. equivalent of Chuni? Cringe? But like cringe is so like
cringe is so
Chuni
broad.
Is so specific. Cringe is like very wide.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I was like, it sounds like because I was like, that kind of sounds like me sometimes.
The paradox is, it would be impossible for us to, like, introduce it into our vocabulary without seeming chuny ourselves.
Yes, absolutely.
But anyways, the thing is that, like, Subaru has... I think what's fun about this is that, like, Subaru very clearly has a past of being like this.
Yeah.
But, like, not, like, has, quote-unquote, grown out of it to an extent. And he
He's
just, like,
trying
falls
his
back into it.
best.
He's relapsing.
I would too. Let's be real now.
Oh, for sure. I would absolutely be, like, trying to do the fucking Naruto hand signs if I got isekai. Like, are you kidding me? I'm 27 years old, and I would absolutely be trying to do I would be trying to do a Kamehameha, like, immediately.
I'd be like, I tried to be a little less cringe about it, but I'd be like, maybe I have magic. I don't know.
Yeah. You would not be in the middle of the street saying, watch me do this magic, and then, like, not doing magic.
Exactly, but that's just because I have shame, and I'm not a cis man. Like, if I were, you know what? I probably would.
He's got that cisgender confidence. That's what the C in cisgender stands for.
But yeah, he literally says, like, I will be the isekai hero, I will use my knowledge of modern technology to become the savior of this world.
But he's like, I'm gonna sell my Metia for 20 coins, I'm gonna flip that on the stock market, like,
He's seen isekai before.
I'm gonna be Lugnika's first house flipper. What Extreme Makeover Home Edition? Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not. I don't know why I was trying to figure that out because that's not what I wanted to reference. I wanted to reference Shark Tank.
That's not even close.
Remember when Subaru wanted to move the bus?
He wanted to move the down with cis bus. They were all because that's where the 3 alley guys came out of. They were beating the tar out of him in the alley. They just hopped off the down with cis bus.
Oh my god. They really are after him for being cis.
Right, and they're right to do it.
Oh, he also says his power, his returned by death power, is based on being a typical loser. Or, like, being a loser.
I really think it's funny that, like, his only power is just, like, I die, I eat shit, but you cannot kill me forever. I am
literally his power is that he can't die.
I am the furtive pygmy. I will not be so easily forgotten in this world, though.
That's funny, because, like, the fact he recognizes, like, yeah, this seems right.
I do honestly like the, like, obviously he should have figured this out. Like, if I were the isekai protagonist, I would simply understand what was happening to me and not
I would simply immediately grok the rules of the world.
I do genuinely really like the thing of him, like this happened in the first episode too, where he's just like making like process of elimination, understanding things about this world, and he's sitting on someone's like porch steps. And he's like, well, okay, my tracksuit and sneakers are intact. I'm okay. Obviously, no one remembers me, so I think I can call this. I have given a name to this power. I am Groundhog Day.
That's what he should have called it in the dub. Holy shit.
Absolutely should have called it Are there any Groundhog Day references in the dub?
I would... there are not. I would have popped so hard if there were, though.
So yeah, Subaru's like, I will name this power Return by Death. And he's just like...
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
having a Ryan Lochte voice Gatorade Dinsburg. I've been catching up on Chance Ball lately, and just the words, I was driving home today and I heard Brooke say the words Gatorade Dink.
What does that mean?
It's like a Gator. It's a Gator. You've never had a dink of Gatorade?
Yeah.
It's like a...
You don't have to drink Gatorade. You can drink water. You can drink coffee.
I do be dinking water and coffee.
Gatorade dink.
I dinked.
Dink, dank, dunk.
Very festive of you.
Thank you.
So he like kind of realizes like, oh, since who he thought was Satella, first of all,
Amelia.
she lied about her name. Second
Yep.
of all, she doesn't remember him, so he can just kind of do whatever the fuck. At first, this is what he says.
Yeah. He's like, it's funny also that he's like talking to himself. He's like, I actually have the power to time travel, but it only activates when I die. And the shopkeeper who's manning the store in front of him is like just giving him a wayward glance and is like, what the fuck is this kid talking about? And Subaru is like, I will make all the money in the world. I will. I do not care Satella anymore. She's mid. I'm selling my phone. I'm getting rich. I'm venture capitaling my way through Lugnica.
Yeah, he's on that grind set.
Yeah, and he's like, isn't that right, shopkeeper? And the shopkeeper's like, I do not know what to fucking tell you, kid.
He's like, I'm going to become a libertarian. It's fine. But he can't.
No, that hasn't been invented yet.
Yeah.
It hasn't been invented,
because,
and his heart is, like, not in it. And he's like,
Yeah.
no, I can't let that girl die, even though she doesn't remember me. Fuck.
Yeah, he
I
sees
think
the symbolism tomato.
Well, it's that, and also like I think he's like, because he says, oh, my dreams are taking shape before my very eyes, and then the shopkeeper, he's like, isn't that right, shopkeeper? And the shopkeeper's like, I don't know what you're fucking talking about. I don't care about other people's business. And Subaru's like reminiscing, like, well, I guess it's a dog eat dog world in all. It's a dog eat dog world in all realities.
He says, let sleeping dog lie, so a slightly different saying.
Oh yeah, that's not what doggy dog is not what I meant. Thank you.
It's a dog sleepy dog world.
It's a dog sleepy dog world.
Yeah, so
But so he's like, this is what makes him think like, Amelia saved me, even though like it was inconvenient to her. She was chasing down her prized triangle. And he's like, that sucks. Oh well. But a woman drops a tomato in the street and it gets run over by
a woman walking with her family, which makes him remember
yeah,
the nice moment he had the other day being trad.
yeah.
that's kind of the part where I was like, stop obsessing about this girl that doesn't remember you. But like, I
Right.
get it. Like, he's he's just thinking about her, not obsessing necessarily. It's just...
I definitely give this show a lot more credit than I do not know if it deserves the amount of credit that I give it. It deserves a lot of credit, I will say, but I don't know if it deserves this level of credit. But I think that like, I don't know, because like I remember that when that scene in the last episode was like immediately shut down by Amelia being like, we kind of look like her, like we kind of look like brother and sister, or whatever it was that she said.
Yeah,
you look like her brother. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think this is supposed to present Subaru as being like a little bit like, you're just remembering things that just did not happen. Like,
yeah.
I mean, things that happened, but like were not like reciprocated or whatever.
That's an interesting read, because I was more seeing it as like him like being sad that this nice little moment he shared was no longer extant.
Yeah,
That makes
that's
sense.
also an interesting read.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I mean, I think
that so the relationships that Subaru has with not only Amelia but really everyone in this show are really complex on account of like he has experienced like he has had a lot more time with these people than they have had with him, and like this obviously gets pointed out in this episode, but it's a lot to consider at all times is the thing.
Yeah,
it makes me kind of sad for him a little, like obviously it's just the beginning of all that, so time for more sadness, I guess, but it's kind of like, damn.
Goodbye courage, hello sadness.
That sucks for him. And also, like, it makes me wonder, I mean, here's me, like, already going...
He's a little bit of a romantic, like, genuinely, I think.
Yeah, he really is.
It also makes me, like, think about, like... I'm hoping later there's kind of like he has like another like save point or something where he doesn't have to go back to the like the Appa store.
He needs to hit the owl statues for Majora's Mask in order to save.
he needs a new save point, so that like people at least remember him to a certain extent.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for. Like, who knows? I mean,
Yeah.
you knows,
It's impossible to
obviously,
say.
but
We knows, yeah. But so what happens next is that a woman drops a Trisha Elric memorial tomato in the street, and it gets run over by a horse. Well, not a horse-drawn carriage. What are they
It's a
again,
carriage.
Neve?
I don't know.
They're ground dragons. I
Yes,
believe
ground
they're
dragons.
called.
Thank you. A ground dragon drawn carriage.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is not a thing you know yet. This is just like it's later thing, but like I think mentioning the name of a species of creature that you have seen multiple times is not a spoiler.
No.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, a woman. The Trisha Elric memorial tomato gets run over, and Subaru's like, "Oh fuck! If I don't intervene, Amelia's gonna die again, just like last time. I cannot let my conscience live with that."
yeah, it doesn't. So he like is helped out by the APA guy because he was like asking about if there were pickpocketing incidents and stuff, so he can like follow up with Amelia and everything. And he's like, "You got a lot of nerve for asking me that when you haven't bought anything," but he tells him anyway.
Yeah.
And he brings up that his daughter was found by
Another broke kid.
And I was like, interesting. Why? First of all,
Even
is it
Go
just
on.
that it was gonna like happen either way? Like she was gonna be found by someone, and then I was like, what if it's like a Homestuck thing?
where it's like where it's like these things happen anyways, despite the fact that no one is there to do them.
No, that there's
Or, like,
that there's multiple Subarus.
God, I can barely handle one.
I was like, I don't think that's what this is, but I also like think it would be very funny.
Subaru in the chat with his future self.
It'd be very funny if he could talk to his future self.
Amelia saying what? Or no, sorry, Felt. It would be Felt saying, "What are parents?" I also, oh god, I had the episode up and just playing, just like I have like a visual reference to make sure. I also have notes, but like just to be sure. The Appa stand guy is absolutely he's got some real titties going on.
We
Yeah,
can't
he's shredded.
focus on the Apple Man's titties. We still have a lot of the show to talk about.
Okay, I will not focus on the Appleman's titties, but they insist upon themselves.
He got that Appa bottom.
You got that Appa top.
Apple bottom jeans with the fur.
Yeah. Well, Felt's got the fur.
True.
Yeah.
Also, I'm just noticing this, but like the Appa stand guy has like very similar hair to Subaru. Like I'm talking like just speaking about like the bangs situation.
It's his dad. No, I'm just kidding.
That would be
I'm just kidding.
But so, we, like, the Appa guy's like, yeah, someone made some ice magic happen earlier and, like, points to, like, 3 holes in a big wall that got made by Amelia earlier.
3 bullet holes and like a hole in the wall shaped like Felt running.
I really like this scene where, like, Subaru runs off and he's like, cool, I'm gonna go to the loot house, gonna go figure some things out, bye, and the Appa stand guy is like, get back to work, broke boy.
See you again, broke kid.
See you soon, broke kid.
He went into the alley again.
Yeah, he goes to the alley again, and he calls them dumb, dumb, and dumber in the sub, which is very.
He calls them dumb, dumber, and dumberest in the dub.
He says dumbest for the last one, Sarah.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was. I just immediately honed in on a potential Dumb and Dumber reference.
I know. I was. It took me a second to like decide whether he was trying to reference that or not.
It's entirely American Subaru would have absolutely. American Subaru, aka Dodge.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds like a car brand, American Subaru.
They're calling me the American Subaru.
They're calling me Chevrolet Nutsky.
Oh my god.
Call me the Volkswagen Natsuki.
But Subaru is like, all right, I know exactly what I have to do this time, and he stances up, and then after like a really long, I love the fucking like 2 or 3 beats that
It's
take place.
pretty good.
He just like stances up, and then nothing happens, and then he starts screaming for the guards, and he does a girl voice.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does. I was like, his voice is really high. He's trying to sound as like.
He says,
scary
"I
as
need a man."
possible.
He says, "I need a man." I almost used that. I would have used that if that was on a more dynamic. If that text was on a more dynamic frame of the anime, I would have used that as the episode or the questions post on Twitter.
I need a man.
Yeah, I think it's I guess this isn't spoilers because this is like side novel stuff. But
Oh yes, are you gonna talk about her?
yeah, so an interesting fact about Subaru is that he has a history of like cross-dressing and like this is I've not read the light novels firsthand, but I have like been informed about them by a friend who has read all of them, and so I might be a little bit off on my details, but apparently Subaru like did cross-dressing as a joke early in his freshman year to be like, I'm gonna be the jokester, the class clown, the
Yo,
prankster.
bro, wouldn't it be funny if I dressed like a girl?
Oh
yeah.
God!
Wouldn't it be funny if I started using she/her pronouns?
Wouldn't it be
Yeah.
so funny if I went by a different name that made me sound?
He
more
literally
like a
does
girl?
that. His alter ego Natsumi Schwartz.
She's really good.
And this actually apparently is coming up currently in the light novel that is like the light novel tablet is being published. But this is just backstory stuff. But the thing is that like he didn't just like throw like his mom's dress on and call it a day. Like I think he literally like stitched the dress that he wore and like completely threw himself into it, which is like this is consistent with the rest of his character. But also I'm using this as a springboard for Natsumi Schwartz real.
Yeah, I was.
She's
gonna
real is the thing.
I was like, man,
His girl voice is good in this.
what if he was trans? Like, I don't know.
It's his first redeeming quality.
This is why he wanted to move the bus. He should not have been a victim of the downward sis bus.
You don't understand. I'm one of you.
I'm one of you. I'm just not out. Fuck. I'm still exploring my gender, please.
Yeah. But then after a while of like screaming, the cops do not show up.
This bitch calling for
And
the cops.
Typical.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was gonna say wow, but then I was like, oh, they're actually showing that they're useless, except
Yeah.
yeah.
not.
They're showing up an hour later and saying like, there's really nothing we can do.
That's what
Yeah.
Reinhard does. He shows up an hour later. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, because they're about to kick his ass because they're like, oh, you scared us. We really thought the guards were going to come. But then my beloved boy, Reinhard, shows up. My absolute fucking, like...
If you're K, the soul light in the darkness.
Reinhard is, like, one of my favorite characters of this entire series, which is saying a lot for how much he's on screen.
Damn, can't believe
like-
Sarah likes a cop.
I'm canceled for this one. But, listen, a Fraternal Order of Knights is not a direct one. You cannot make a direct one-to-one comparison between cops and a Fraternal Order of Knights. Fraternal Order of Knights have so much more dudes rock and you know...
He calls
you know,
himself a guard, though. And that's what he's calling for. Fine.
He's calling for no, you're right. I'm just making excuses for my beautiful boy Reinhard. He's wearing like he's wearing like it's funny that Subaru says like it's funny that he's like, this is not my uniform, because like it very much looks like a knight
Yeah, I
uniform.
was just thinking that. I was like, wait, Subaru.
I was thrown for a loop by that because it does look like the knight uniform that we see
Yeah,
later
we see
in
other
the
knight
series.
uniforms later in the series, and like it looks a lot like them. But like maybe it's just like I don't know, like that's their off-duty clothes, and later on when we see knights, that's also in their off-duty clothes.
Okay,
Yeah.
because
But
I was gonna.
it's hard to say.
I was gonna say like Subaru even is like, you don't look like a guard.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he imagined a picture to guard like the first guard that comes to mind is the what's it in Fire Emblem Three Houses, the guy who doesn't have a name but is just like,
oh yeah, he's just standing at the door.
The gatekeeper. That
yeah.
guy.
Like his eyes are like shadowed out because the animator doesn't want to draw those.
Yeah. That's what he was expecting. But like this very handsome, very gay boy shows up.
He's a beautiful boy.
I love Reinhardt so much.
He's so dreamy.
I was gonna say, I was like,
is.
wow. I was like,
he's also just so nice too, because Super
He
he
is.
really saved my ass, and Reinhardt's like, well, you helped a lot. If it was just me versus those three, I might have had a tough time, but you really helped. You really helped turn the tables.
I was like, oh no,
Yeah.
he's a redhead with a cool blade. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh no.
Yeah, he's really good in the dub too. I will say, really captures like the sort of very pleasant sort of like casualness that he has.
Like not nice guy, but nicest guy.
yeah,
Subaru even calls him the nice guy. Like he has a nice.
he's
nice
Mr.
guy
Refreshing.
His
Let me.
nice guy index is off the charts.
Yes, he does say that.
I'm just looking up who his voice is.
His voice sounded very familiar, but I don't know.
It's Ryan. It's Robbie Draymond, and I'm gonna look up any video games that he has done.
Sorry,
that
I meant his like Japanese voice actor.
Oh yeah.
so-
I'll look that up too. But Neve, did you play Persona 5?
I did, yes.
Yeah, he was Akechi.
Oh yeah, interesting.
He was the voice of the Buffalo Locust in Bug Snacks, which is just really funny. Great. He's Happy Chaos, the new DLC character from Guilty Gear Strive.
Ooh.
Nakamura Yuichi now.
But yeah, I was like,
let's
this
see.
guy's handsome. I hope he's at least of age. Oh god.
He's let me think. He's Gojo from Jujutsu. Oh, Nakamura Yuichi is a huge guy. He's Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. He's
Let's go.
He's
Nice.
Hawks and Dr. Stone. Mobile Gundam OO. He was Graham Aker.
Okay.
Kuro and Haikyuu. Bushirati and JoJo. He's done a lot.
Damn.
Good for him.
Good for him.
I wonder if he was also Akechi in Persona.
For the Japanese voice actor.
Yeah, he was not.
He sounds like someone that I've heard recently, which makes me wonder if he was just like in the
It must be because you watched the Japanese dub of Avengers Endgame, because he's the dub voice
No.
of Chris Evans.
Yeah, I definitely watched the fucking
rules.
Japanese dub of I've never fucking seen Avengers Endgame, hello.
You have to see Avengers Endgame in the original Japanese.
Oh, okay.
I think I would
It's based on a manga.
Pretty good. Reinhardt is absolutely flirting with Subaru here. Also,
Oh, absolutely.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah, right after he scares the thugs away by saying "hammer down" and pressing Q.
yeah. Subaru is like, he's like, oh, let me thank you you saved my life, thank you so much. And then Reinhardt is like flirting with him. And Reinhardt is like, I don't look like a knight today because I'm off work today, but I helped you anyways.
I'm just carrying this sword because I'm cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also says, like, Subaru in his mind is just like, he closed the distance between us, no big deal. And I was like, oh. Do you think he's handsome?
He walked closer to me like it was no problem. I'm definitely not sweating about this.
I'm not blushing.
Yeah.
The post is like, oh, I'm a straight boy. I'm at camp, and
Yes. Okay.
the guy helps me up and says, "Don't be silly. Don't be such a silly little boy." And I immediately get a boner about it. Like, that's Subaru here.
I've definitely
Yeah.
seen
100%.
I've seen something like this because there was like a video I saw on like Twitter or something where like someone was like, he was being, I don't know if he was like being practiced on for like CPR or something, and he like a hot guy was doing it, and he's just like, I thought I was straight. Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Subaru's like, they called you the master swordsman. What's up with that? And Reinhardt's like, don't worry about it. But And he's like, anyway, Subaru, your clothes, whack. Your name, whack. The way that you talk, whack. Me, I'm tight as fuck. What's your deal?
And he's
Subaru's
right.
Subaru's like, can you help me? Never mind, actually. But do deliver a message to this woman who is gorgeous. And he just like tells Reinhardt to tell Emilia to not go to the loot house, but also further evidence that Reinhardt is gay, is that Reinhardt is completely, like, when Subaru is like, she's got white hair, she's got, like, and a couple of, like, physical, like objective physical descriptors, and then he's like, oh yeah, and she's gorgeous, and Reinhardt just, like, does not react to it whatsoever.
He's like, I don't know who you're talking about. Okay.
I don't know what I have never seen a pretty woman in my life.
Who is she?
Who is she? He's literally gay.
He is. All the knights are gay. We will see that in due time.
Yeah. Subaru heads to the slums, going to the loot house, and he needs directions to get there again, which I think is a fun detail. I'm not saying plot hole here. I'm just genuinely like, I like them showing Subaru getting directions from the same guy that they saw the last time.
Yeah.
And just being like lost about it.
I was like, wow, that's me.
He doesn't know the map yet. He's like, he doesn't know how to get to, he didn't get the master key, so he can't like go to Blighttown early through the Valley of Drakes or anything. I appreciate the courtesy laugh at that one, Lord.
I laughed at it.
Yeah, I was like, wow, there's a reason that I'm Subaru in the fucking art for this show. I would also have to ask someone directions like 5 times.
Oh, absolutely. But while he's in the slums, he bumps into a certain big titty knife woman. It's Elsa. She's here.
She's here, and he's getting like flashbacks to like getting cut open.
Yeah, he might have a bit of trauma.
He has a little bit of trauma, I think.
Are you saying it might have like an adverse effect on your mental health if you literally die repeatedly?
Yeah.
I'm just saying that if someone killed me and was just sitting over my body watching and saying slowly, 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 like clearly like on the verge of busting a nut, I would definitely have a hard time the next time I ran into them.
Especially when she knows. She doesn't remember him. She knows that he's afraid of her because she can
she can smell his fear.
Yeah, like what the fuck? First of all, don't say that to someone who you just met.
Right. She's like, "Oh, are you upset? Are you angry? Are you mad? I can feel not only your fear, but your unflinching rage." Well,
are you gonna cry, shit your pants, and come? Maybe
you gonna shit your pants at me? Subaru in that shirt that's like, I don't remember what happened last night. I just sucked titties, and then next thing I know, I shit my pants.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, she just like walks by him and it's fine. Like nothing else happens. Like, and then he like goes to where
Felt live. Yeah, he goes to Felt's
He goes
house.
to the vacant lot where Felt lives.
Oh, I think he's asking that guy. I realized just now that I think he was asking that guy where Felt lives instead of the Rom.
He said Felt's den.
Yeah. Still, I would be the one that needs directions to Rom's house. Like
I would absolutely need directions back to Old Man Rom's little house.
But yeah, her little house, her little like shack.
You know, beer cans everywhere.
A thing that's like not really hit me until just now. I mean, it's a thing that comes up later on, but like a thing that I didn't really realize until just now is that like Subaru does not really get like any rest time in this. Like there's no nighttime like it's just like he dies and then it's immediately back on that grind. No sleeping here.
Oh yeah, he must be like, even if he's not physically tired since he like restarts,
right?
He's probably mentally fucking exhausted. Like even if he didn't get like disemboweled, like he still dies in some way, and then he like starts over and doesn't sleep. The death is
right.
I'll sleep when I die. Literally, I'll sleep
like,
when
it's
I'm
just
dead.
It's like what if the only hours of time you occupied for a couple of days were like 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. And then you just had to occupy those times again and again.
Oh, I don't like that. Oh, no.
Right?
I'm already yawning throughout this episode. I can't even imagine.
In your defense, I have taken an hour of podcast to get through. Let me check. 14 minutes of anime.
Oh my fucking god, dude.
But so, yeah, he gets to Felt's house, and she's mad about it because he's like snooping around inside
He's
her
snooping
house.
through her porno mags. You know, he found the box of cigarettes she had.
Felt definitely does have a big box of cigarettes. She's got a humidor filled with...
This is her hangout in the woods that her parents don't know about.
She definitely smokes menthols.
Felt has a fucking box of Macanudos. You best get out of here. You best get out of here, little boy. This being in the same room as this the Subaru Craps doll is exactly as harmful to you as 5 Macanudo cigars, which I have right here. The Subaru Craps doll is modeled after he met Elsa.
Yeah. Sad.
Sad. He goes to the rest of he goes to the rest of the scene with his pants full of shit. Mm-hmm. This is absolutely canon.
Phil comes up to him and is like, "Do you smell something?" No, but she does attack him very much without without letting him speak, without letting him say anything and justify why he's there until like she's pinned him.
Yeah.
It's generally a pretty cool fight. I forgot like how good that was.
Yeah, and Subaru's a little bit nutty with it. I kind of forget that he's like he is not like remotely near anyone in this universe in terms of like lethality, but like he has a bit of combat prowess on his own, which always catches me off guard.
Yeah.
He just
it's kind of like an Avatar fight.
Fucking dweeb. So.
A little bit. Yeah, he is a fucking... Again, he's every day Subaru wakes up and open palm slams the VHS into his VCR and does all the moves alongside Vin Diesel in the Chronicles of Riddick. He name drops... He like says Felt's name. She's like, "Oh, you know me? Okay, what do you want me to steal? I'll lift whatever you want."
Who referred you?
Yeah.
I have to give them a discount next time.
Yeah. But
use the code Phil to get 10% off your next order. Subaru's like, "I don't want you to steal anything. I just want to buy the insignia off of you. I want to buy the funny Dorito from you." And she's like, "You're not associated with my client. I can't sell to you. This is got to go through corporate first."
And by corporate, she means Rom.
Yeah.
It's her boss.
He's her boss. He's her boss and her dad.
He is her dad, kind of.
Boss grandpa.
She does, like, at some point, like, Subaru puts together that, like, remembering that Rom's kind of her only family, because she had mentioned something like, I need to, like, steal and stuff and get money because I have someone. And then he's, like, remembering, like, flashbacks to Rom, and he's like, "Oh, no, I can't let her and Rom die either. Fuck."
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. I genuinely think the relationship between Felt and Rom is so cute.
It's so cute. I was very, like, concerned later in this episode.
Felt's kind of the MVP of this episode, in my opinion. Like, the part where she's negotiating, like, she's, like, really sharp.
Yeah.
I was a little, like, annoyed, and then I was like, wait, no, obviously she's gonna negotiate with him because she doesn't fucking know him. Like, she doesn't know who this guy is, so like, it made... Sometimes I have to, like, remember that she doesn't know him.
Oh, no. One of the biggest challenges for me the first time I watched the show was just, like, keeping track of what has happened in which loop. Because, like, it gets complicated. It gets... Because, like, you saw it in these episodes, but, like, there's so much, like, attention paid to, like, who knows what, which time. Like, and it's very hard to keep track of in the audience.
It doesn't seem too bad right now, but I assume...
It's okay now.
It's gonna get worse, but... I still was kind of like, it was more of a like emotionally I had to remember that she didn't know him, so obviously she was gonna like be shrewd and drive a hard bargain and everything, and
She was going to say, "That's my purse. I don't know you."
I don't know you.
she's gonna kick him in the balls, and there's gonna be a squelch.
Oh,
Oh God.
that's how he dies for the 4th time.
To be clear, from the poopy pants.
Oh God.
I'm not saying that Felt would atomize his balls on contact, though she probably would.
That's what I thought you were saying. I was like, she's strong. She would probably
Well,
do
I mean,
that.
like, if that's the case, then at least he's got like a little bit of a cushion.
Ugh,
Soften the blow, like a crumple zone in a car.
The rumple zone.
the rumple zone. Oh,
Oh, pretty good.
no. Pretty fucking good.
So Subaru says, "Hey, buy this Meteor. It's very cool.
It's
Take a look at
Meteor.
this photograph. It's Meteor."
Take a
he
look
does
at
the
this
he,
graph.
he explains a photograph to her again, and she's like, "Well, that seems pretty cool, but sorry, I need Rom to appraise it. Again, this has got to go through corporate." And
Yeah.
Subaru's like, "Well, let's fucking go then. Let's go. Hurry before Elsa gets there."
It feels a little symbolic that the picture he takes is like looks better than the one he took last time.
Oh, yeah, that is nice.
Does it?
Because like last time they were both like blinded
Yeah,
by the
they're-
flash.
Yeah, like they both had the red eye.
But the thing is that
It's
like,
still kind of blurry, so
the thing is that I am blinded by the flash.
Me too.
A lot of the time when in a room as dark as Old Man Rom's loot house, I would absolutely have been blinded by
Yeah.
that flash.
Plus, like in old timey times, forget it. You know,
Yeah.
we take it for granted, but a single Dorito has more nacho flavor than a medieval peasant got in their entire lifetime.
That's what the insignia is. This is the one Dorito that has been transported into
It's the
Legnica.
first Dorito. The Dorito got isekai'd in.
They're saying re-Dorito.
Dorisekai.
Dori Zero.
Dori-Zero.
Great. I want to be clear. I feel like we just went around the horn, all giving our best joke there. I think we all did pretty good. Good job, team.
Great job.
Round of standing outside and applauding the brave podcasters.
Thank you. You're too kind.
Thank you.
We learned that everyone in the slums says Lance Armstrong, #Livestrong to each other.
Jeez, I was losing it at that. Felt with the yellow wristband.
Yeah, but they say "live strong" to each other, which is just like it's like a catchphrase of the slums. And Felt is like, I am just a temporarily embarrassed billionaire. I will not be stuck in these slums forever. Unlike these motherfuckers, I'm gonna bootstrap my way out of here. I care about nobody else down here. So she's got a bit of class disparity going on.
Yeah.
She gets better. She'll get better.
Good.
She will get better.
But she does care Rom.
She does care Rom. And she wants to bring him out with her when she is also a billionaire.
Yeah,
in the
she wants
future.
to. She wants to drag him up.
Yeah.
And I have a note here that says she flashes her shark chompers at the screen and bites him, but I do not know why she does this.
Yes, she does.
Because like he was being annoying.
Oh yeah. He says
He was posting cringe.
He says you're sweet, and this is when he's like, well, it's not just for Amelia that I'm doing this. It's for Felt and for Rom, and he's like lost in thought, like in his he's like doing a mental monologue in real time and just like continuing to pet Felt's head, and she's like, stop it! I told you to cut it out, and then like we see her biting Subaru.
She says bite violence and then
Yeah.
chomp.
She says kill, bite. She says bite, kill. We get the scene of Subaru showing the Meteor to Rom, and just the Subaru's phone. We keep calling it the Meteor. It's his cell phone. It's his Nokia
damn
It's
flip phone.
his flip phone.
that he's on.
It's his Motorola Razor, and it's just so funny to see Rom holding it in his hand. Because again, Rom is like a literal like giant, like giant parentheses like fantasy race. And he's just holding it between his fingertips. It's so funny.
He's a big boy.
It's pretty good.
I really do love Rom a lot.
They're calling
He's
Rom the
good.
Flemish Giants.
Oh my god,
That's true.
He is the Flemish giant. And Rom just gives him the same spiel of like, 15, even 20 holy coins. And Subaru's like, yay, we made the deal, let's go. And Felt is like, now, just hold on a fucking second. And Mark, you do you want to take the scene? Because you seemed like you liked it quite a lot.
The part where
when Subaru and Felt are like not bargaining, but
where Felt's like saying like, okay, you seem very eager to get this deal done. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I was saying like she was like trying to negotiate with him, and whereas like he just wanted to like wrap it up really fast because he was afraid of like Elsa coming, and I don't know if liked is the right word, but I had been like mad at first at Felt. I was like, dude, just like give it to him. But like obviously she doesn't know that her client is going to kill her. So it took me a second to be like, oh no, this makes sense. She's being really like smart about this, trying to get the best deal she can,
Yeah, it's the art of the deal.
And she like had put together somehow that he like knew her client, or like no it was that he knew the person that she stole it from somehow, and because he was like, I want to give it back to her at some point,
and she's like, I don't fucking buy that. That's
too altruistic.
Yes. And he's like bowing and is like, please, I just want to give it back to her. I'll give you the media, no problem. I just want to leave.
He does. I'm just pulling the episode up. He does do a really funny pose in the middle of this conversation. I can't even describe it. He's like,
I'm imagining it. It's pretty funny.
This stance has no weaknesses. Caleb City Vine. Rom says, I don't think he's lying, actually, and Felt is like, do I look like I give a single fuck? I'll kill this clown. I will squelch this man's balls.
I want this twink obliterated.
And then someone's at the door.
Oh no, someone's at the door. Who is knocking on the door?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of build up to it, so it's gonna be who you're obviously expecting it to be.
Yeah, and Subaru's like, don't open the door, don't open the fucking door, Elsa's gonna come in, we're all gonna die. Don't do it, no, don't do it. But just kidding, it's Amelia. And she says, I'd never do something so terrifying as kill you. And then we get the end card.
That's scary. I would never do that.
I would never do that.
I love Amelia so much. Amelia, genuinely, series length, top 3 character for me.
Really?
Yeah, I love...
You have an Amelia shirt.
I do have an Amelia shirt. You gave it to me.
Yeah.
She's very nice. I'm just like, oh, she's nice. I like her.
She's nice. She's nice, and then she fucking stomping in the store Gucci bracelet and fabricate, make some ice out of air and is talking down my name, we don't let it bang, and she threatens Felt and Rom with ice. And Rom is like, man, she's got magic. I don't want to fuck with her.
I like that she's nice, but also will kill you.
Yeah. Again, she is complex. She contains multitudes. There's a fun interaction here when Felt is like, "Oh, you piece of shit! You set me up, didn't you?" To Subaru, and Amelia's like, "Wait, he's not with you?" Which I just think that's fun. Subaru is constantly being confused for being in league with these people. He dresses like a clown. He must be from the slums.
Subaru's like, I'm not with anyone. I just want everyone to get along. And to get out of here is before Elsa shows up.
Yeah. And then this is the moment we were talking about earlier when Satella, I called her Satella. Amelia is briefly...
You don't have to call her that anymore.
You can.
My notes say this. Amelia says, I am a half-elf, and Felt says, wait, you're a half-elf, and you with the white hair, you're you, and I was like, mistaken identity, that is not me, I get that all the time, that's not me, I am not, please Abraham, I am not that man.
Felt racist moments, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, Rom puts together that she's at least part elf first, and then...
Yeah. This is also, we also see that Amelia has the flower pin that the Appa man's daughter made for her on the first go around.
I only saw.
Did you not get that, Mord?
I only saw her jewel. I was like very confused.
Oh yeah.
I'm
I also
stupid.
even as someone who's seen the show before, like I for a moment was like, why are they zooming in on her? The brooch. And
she's the
this answers
broke girl that helped
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Of course.
I was also confused by that until I realized like we reached that point in the episode going over, and I was like, oh, Amelia did that. Okay.
Because I was like, that's why they focused on the flashback. I just like was like, huh, what? But yeah, he's just like, she's nice no matter what timeline I'm in. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it does occur to him that, like, she got here way earlier when she was on her own than when he was with her.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, wow, I slowed her down. Fuck.
It is very funny that like Subaru recognizes that he is largely a burden to the people of this world. Like not like a burden in that way, just like he is a bit of a weight on the ankle compared to the power level of the people here, like.
Yeah.
So they're like in the middle of arguing, and then all of a sudden Subaru shouts, "Puck, shield her!" And Puck very narrowly saves Amelia from getting slashed to ribbons by Elsa, who just appeared who just like popped popped
in using ice shard.
Yeah.
She tried to use sucker punch, but Amelia
happened?
wasn't using an attack.
She tried to use
Amelia was Aurora veiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Puck is still awake because Amelia got here before 5.
Yep, it's at 5 p.m.
So
I didn't say you could go home.
Yes.
And then Puck like comes out from on Amelia's shoulders like, "Hey, that was a pretty close call. Nice job, nice shout." And they just both give each other a thumbs up. It's cute. Puck is canceled in this episode, but this is a cute moment that he gets to have before he's canceled.
Puck does talk about how girls love him.
Yeah,
but Puck like he doesn't question why Subaru knows his name. He's just like, yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that, bud.
He's just vibing with it.
Elsa is like, oh, is that a spirit? I've never gotten to cut a spirit's tummy open before. Hee 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 hee. I am Twisted Sicko.
I'm a sicko.
She's feeling the adrenaline momentum. And Elsa's just like, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to kill everyone here. I really can't negotiate if the original owner's here, I can't really like bargain for the Dorito, so I guess I'm just gonna have to kill everyone.
Guess you'll die.
Guess you'll die.
And yeah, she like starts to attack them, and like honestly, this battle is like really cool, like to watch.
This battle is
Yeah.
I feel like
it's really good.
It's one of those things where I'm like, yes, you should probably watch the show at some point, even if you're just listening to us podcast. Yeah,
I highly recommend this show.
Because I don't know how...
Yeah, it may surprise you, but we recommend it.
Even if you're just, like, looking at this fight or whatever, just because I'm like, I'm not really sure how to explain it, but it's like, they're kind of evenly matched, like, to...
Yeah, it's like... Back in the olden days, when two characters were evenly matched, you would just have to deal with them instant transmissioning against each other and just like doing a flurry of punches before they like go to the next Super Saiyan level.
Yes.
Yeah.
But now they can be evenly matched with different powers, and it's cool. And
God, I feel like I feel so disrespectful to Dragon Ball Z in this moment.
It's fine.
But yeah, because Subaru, I really love this scene because Subaru is like, he's doing a big stand. He's like, don't kill Felt. You're not going to kill anyone here. You're not, don't get your kicks on picking on a little kid. You're evil. You're gross. Felt is doing her best to Lance Armstrong live strong. She is brave. She is powerful. She is
based. She is poggers.
She is based. She is comfy pilled. She is, and go for it, Puck, because he was just he was just buying time for Puck to get set up.
He literally looks at the camera and says,
Yeah, he looks at the camera and says, "Stay tuned, folks."
He does say "Stay tuned, folks." God, he's such a
I really love that
cartoon.
moment.
I love.
He's
yeah, well, anime is cartoons more.
he's
True.
an absolute. He's a real dork, and I really like, for better or for worse, it's one of my favorite things about him. Like the thing he does at the end of this episode, the last thing he does in this episode before passing out, where he like demands Amelia's name, is it's such a dweeb moment. It's so funny.
We'll get there. We'll get there. But
Yeah, we're very close to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
So Puck like fucking blasts Elsa, and like this absolutely, I'm eating cereal. She is for sure dead after this. But it turns out that she had an anti-ice cloak. She had a yachi berry hiding in her cloak.
yeah,
Yep.
I was like, where the fuck did this cloak come from? And why did she like?
She had it.
Okay,
She was wearing it. She was wearing it the whole
Yeah.
time. Like she's more naked after she uses it.
Yeah, I
Yep.
guess I just didn't know what this cloak did until now.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's like specifically anti-ice. Like I think it's like anti-magic writ large. I'm not entirely sure. Elsa's deal is interesting. We'll get there eventually.
She's protected, and I think, is this when Puck like,
So this is when Puck says, "You fight well for a girl."
and that's why he's canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There like not too much to talk about for the next. Like it's a really good fight scene, but like I don't have much to say for a fight scene. I'm not gonna give you like a fucking blow by blow of the fight.
That's what I was talking about. But
It's more Avatar shit, kinda.
at a certain point, she gets like her foot stuck though, because like Puck
Yeah.
was kind of aiming around her and like locked her
Yeah.
up. I wasn't the foot thing, and then they do like a big ol' ice explosion.
So the way that it goes is that Puck's almost out of time, but at the last minute he manages to snare Elsa by her foot. And he's about to hit her with a fucking gargantuan blast,
Yeah.
but she does a big flip out of it.
Yes, that's right. That's what happens.
And Puck is like, "Oh, you dodged that? I'd be impressed, but you're a woman. Anyways, I have to go neepy. I'm not owned. The fact that you can keep fighting and I have to stop is not indicative of my prowess whatsoever.
He had to log off.
My parents are making me... It is 9 p.m. My parents are making me sign off for the night. Believe you me, I would have reamed you end to end had my parents not enforced my Betty by time."
There's like two moments, like two different characters talk about how Elsa's a girl and how it's like,
No, I think it's Puck both times. I'm pretty sure.
no, it's not.
Well, Subaru does, like, call her a girl.
No,
at one point,
it's
I think,
not-
right?
Oh, no, Rom does. Rom
No,
says...
Oh, yeah,
No.
yeah.
Sorry.
It's Reinhard.
Oh, yeah, because he says girl, and then Elsa's like, "Oh, it's been so long since I was regarded as a simple girl."
Yeah, like they're Puck and Reinhardt are like I'm like, out. She's just a girl. Like, why?
I think
Sexism, baby.
The Reinhardt defender has logged on. I think it's more just like I don't think Reinhardt was saying it as like, "Oh, woman moment." I think he was being like the same way that like, I don't know, like he would call Subaru boy or something.
Yeah.
Like it's I think the age like the age thing suggested by calling her girl is like,
Oh,
I don't know. That's how it scanned to
Oh,
me.
it was that
Reinhardt said, "Who's this broad?"
Okay, I didn't click that it was like an age thing. I clicked more that it was like, oh, you fight well like for woman, but like it might be, oh, you fight well for someone who's so young.
No, I'm pretty sure he just like says, I'll deal with this girl. Like I think he's like,
yeah, maybe.
I really think it's more that like he is like being like, you are like a little baby to me. I am so much more epic than you. And he's right, like he is much more epic than her. But that we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Sorry, yes.
Yeah, so
Puck goes
Puck says, woman moment, good night, and we see that Elsa's foot has been torn to shreds because she like basically had to like rip her own skin to get out of the foot binding, the ice that Puck like snared her with, and she picks up a shard of Puck's ice and like puts it on the bottom of her foot, and it just like kind of adheres to it, like the same shit of like, you know, like licking a cold phone pole.
She got a new shoe because like she she kept her other shoe on, like, she has heels on normally.
I will say I think it is raw as hell that she has that like putting the fucking the ice on her bloody foot. It rules. Like
She's kind of a sicko, cool. But it also kind of rules.
She's got the crystal Tims.
Yeah. So
she's the Joker.
Puck has to go Neepy, so now it's just Elsa versus Amelia, and Amelia's stancing up like the final boss of Kirby and the Crystal Shards with her shield and her her rotating diamond, which she uses to attack Elsa. What's that, Mark?
Nothing.
What'd you say? No, what'd you say?
I said second to final boss. I was just being pedant for no reason.
Isn't that the final boss? I thought I know that there's a secret boss that you can only get when you collect all of the crystal shards, but I thought that the final boss was the same as the second to final boss, but like slightly different. Like he's
We'll talk about this off. We'll talk about this off podcast.
No, I need to.
No, it doesn't matter.
We're talking about Miracle Matter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the final boss.
I consider O2 the final boss.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I am talking about O2. Yeah. O2 is the one I'm talking about. Like, it's got the diamond, like, pelvis that it... No, you know what? That's not what it is. You shoot crystal shards at it, but they're just on the screen so much that, like, I thought it was part of the boss design. Yes,
that is true. You do shoot crystal shards. Okay. That's why I was like, this does not matter. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be that.
This is not Miracle.
I was just being an asshole for no reason, and then I, like...
I am glad that we cleared this up. God, I want to play some fucking crystal shards right now, though. Fuck. Oh my god. Is that game on the fucking... Is that on the Switch shit? The Switch N64 package?
I don't know. I don't think it is yet.
I don't think so yet.
But I think that's probably the best Kirby game.
You can get it legally online somewhere, maybe.
I can get it on the Wii U.
Yeah.
You can get it on the Wii Zero.
The Wii Zero.
Shoutouts to Bean. So
they're like Elsa and Amelia are like just locked in combat, and Rom and Felt are like, we gotta get out of here. Bye. But they don't.
For some reason, they don't like end up leaving though, and like Rom like fights her too though.
Yeah, let me.
It's like poor Rom. Fucking, I thought he was dead from this because like at some.
I think he intervenes to save Amelia's life. I think they're about to leave, but then Rom intervenes to save Amelia's life.
Yeah, I think you're right. And
because Elsa spins around like a fucking Beyblade and knocks Amelia behind the counter.
And Elsa is like, "Wow, you interrupted me dancing, you fucking giant asshole loser."
And they're squaring up, and they don't trade blows. They just kind of bonk they just kind of bonk their own weapons off of each other's weapons.
They do the Dragon Ball Z, like, pummeling each other thing, except with magic and a sword.
And then Elsa instant transmissions on top of Rom's giant club, which she can do because he's so big and the thing is so massive.
Yeah.
And then she cuts him down, but not lethally this time, important to note.
We don't know at first that it's not lethally, until later, but he's okay. Like, he's fucking bleeding a lot, and he's just like down.
Yeah, Felt manages to deflect the blow. Like she's not able to stop Elsa from cutting him deep, but like she does manage to make the knife avoid his jugular by throwing her own knife at it.
Yes.
Elsa hates it. And Subaru is like, oh, this looks bad. Like this is in like in Roy League when you have two Pokemon dead, when you have two Pokemon left and you're staring down like 5 on the enemy team. You're like, well, I guess this is it. I don't want to have to go through this again, but I don't really have a chance. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna have to make some changes next time I return.
Guess I'm not going to go to game 2.
Tell the Appa Man that Reuniclus has been changed.
Subaru restarting really is just next round.
Game. GG, let's run a bit. Subaru getting killed by
GG, no ReZero.
GG. The ReZero run back.
The ReZero run back.
Oh my god, that would have also been a great name for this show. Whatever.
I feel like that wouldn't have made as much sense though. But like,
But so Elsa is mad, and she's about to cut down Felt. But then Subaru shouts Hydra, which is a Zone of the Enders reference, and tackles her.
I was gonna ask what that fucking meant.
Yeah, I looked into it. It's like you know how in Gundam like characters have a thing that they say before they like launch, that was one character's in Zone of the Enders and it became a meme, I guess. Like I'm basing this. I've never played Zone of the Enders. I'm just basing this off of like the Google search that I did about it because I was also like, what the fuck was that? What was that reference? But yeah, shouts out Hideo Kojima. So Subaru tells Felt to get out of there and. He says Bazinga and tackles Felt, tells her to leave, and Felt's like, are you telling me to turn my tail and run? And Subaru's like, yes, you are literally 15 years old. You are literally a minor. Put your tail between your legs and start fucking running.
He's like, I'm turning 18. I'm the boss of you. She's like, no, you're not. Fuck you.
Yeah. It's genuinely really funny that he's when asked how old he is earlier, he says 17. And then in this one, he's like, I'm 18 and you're 15. Get going. Run.
He says, I'm turning 18. So he's not lying about that.
Oh, does he say
Yes.
that?
He says, I'm turning 18.
Yeah.
But either way, he's just like, I'm older, so you gotta listen to me, fucker.
He literally says, you're 15 and I'm 18.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
It's just funny that he rounds up. It doesn't matter. I just think it's funny. And she says, you were like shitting your pants again like 5 minutes ago. And he's like, I'm not shitting them actively right now, so it's fine. Go.
He's like, I could fight with shit in my pants. It's fine. I did it earlier when you kicked me in the balls.
Subaru like grabs Rom's club and starts swinging, which is genuinely very impressive that he has the physical capacity to do this.
He is struggling, but he is doing like pretty well for like.
It's like the clip of Ash throwing that log.
It's just Dark Souls when you can't hold a weapon with one hand, but so you need to use trying to use his right hander with 15 strength in Dark Souls.
Like it uses up all his stamina and like
Elsa's like, oh, you think you can stop me? And she like goes to throw a knife at Felt, who's trying to run away, and Subaru like kicks a table into the path of the knife, and he's like, oh shit, I'm actually awesome.
He does say that his toes hurt because he did that.
Yeah,
but...
yeah, it's pretty funny.
But yeah, so Felt like gets away because Subaru did that, and it's good. You like to see it. But
and Subaru's like, hey, do you have any like super special extra spell that you can use that will finish this? And Amelia's like, well, yeah, but like I'm not going to use it while you're here. It would not be good for you. And he's like, damn, well, that sucks.
It's explosion.
One of my favorite tracks on the OST, the Rondo of the Witch. I fucking love Rondo of the Witch. This entire show, this show has a great OST, in my opinion.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
Subaru is like, he remembers his convictions and is like, you know what? I am Bowser, kill my Elsa. He says he is one-handing Rom's club at this point, which is okay. I didn't realize that the first time around. Maybe he's more jacked than we thought.
Fuck. I didn't realize that either for some reason.
I mean, it's a small thing to realize. Like, I don't blame you for not realizing it.
Yeah.
I'm only realizing it because we just talked about it and I'm scrubbing through the episode.
He says something like about... Is he, like, trying to get her to, like, blow shit up or something?
I'm not entirely sure. He just says that he'll blow her away. He says he'll get a happy ending, which I think that's just sweet. Like, he wants... Yeah. He's like... I don't know. I'd forgotten how this scene goes, and I was like, oh, is he going to say, like, oh, I'll save Amelia, or I'll do whatever, but, like, he just wants his happy ending, which I think is... I don't know. I think it's a cute little character moment.
It is. He
is mere inches away from getting sliced open from end to end when the most beautiful man I've ever seen, his voice is coming through like silk and
chiffon.
Chiffon, thank you. I didn't want to pronounce it for fear of saying it incorrectly. A voice like silk and chiffon.
You know, life's so fun.
Yeah.
Got my miniskirt and my rollerblades on.
Hell yeah. Uh,
I'll explain it later.
sure, I appreciate that.
Yeah, so, I mean, Reinhardt appears.
Yeah, Super is like inches from being cut end to end, but then Reinhardt appears in like literally a spotlight above. He's like bathed in light. And then we cut away to like just what Felt did after she ran out of the loot house, which was just running into Reinhardt and saying, "Please help me."
Yeah, after like she'd been like yelling for help, but like all the people like were closing their doors and stuff because they didn't want to get involved because let a sleeping dog lie and all that. But
yeah, I mean, let a sleeping dog lie, but also like Felt has been Felt was very loudly being like, "Oh, these fucking lazy pieces of shit
Oh, yeah,
never
she
worked
sure
a day
did.
in their
I
life."
hate it. They would never help me. I wouldn't want them to.
Yeah. But yeah, she runs into Reinhardt, and then like we just go to.
He literally has beachy sparkles in that scene.
he does.
Yeah.
And like I was like, well, I kind of knew Reinhardt was going to show up again because there was like a zoom in on his eye when
Subaru said, "I don't need your
Yes.
help, bye, I'm leaving."
Yes, exactly. But it's like nice that like he was like in the area for like whatever reason. Like I don't know if he like knew that Subaru was gonna be over there or what, but like the fact that like Felt was still like gonna help out, even though
Yeah.
she was running away and stuff. And yeah, so
I mean, yeah, she was scared. She was scared. I mean, if nothing else, she was scared for Ram in that moment.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, to her, like, I mean, like, that's, like, you know, Ram is her father figure, and to see her father figure get, like, cut down so easily like that, like, I'm sure to her, like, Ram was, like, invincible, unfuck-withable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And to see
He's
someone
capable.
and to see someone capable of fucking with him, like, that's gotta shake you to your core. It's like you know that moment, like, the first time you watch your dad lose a dad fight?
Never happened.
That's what they all say. There's so yeah, we go back to the loot house where the showdown is actively happening, and Reinhardt's like, "Elsa, the Bowel Hunter. Her name derived from her unique killing style. I wonder how she kills people."
Well, there's just no way of knowing.
Super is like, I can tell you, I know how she does it.
Yeah,
It's happened to me.
the Bowel Hunter is such a funny name.
It's really funny.
Yeah,
So like gross.
The tummy troubler.
The tummy
yeah. So, yeah, Reinhardt scores up against Elsa and tells. Well, the first thing is that, So yeah, Reinhardt scoring up against Elsa and tells Subaru to go help Amelia and Rom. And Amelia is like insisting that she's only helping Rom for selfish reasons. I don't even remember what they are because they're like so obviously a lie, and she's just helping him because
It's like, you know, I can get information out of him
Yeah,
because
she's
he
like,
won't
"Oh,
refuse me if I saved his life.
I will interrogate him after this. I'll put him in the Casino Royale cock and ball torture room. I'll get him talk.
because she's like, I'm doing it more for myself. This is a more selfish
Yeah.
reason than just to save him. And it's like,
Yeah,
I mean,
sure, Jan.
you could, you probably could just find Felt later. Also,
Very. I love this about Amelia. Like, oh God, I love this character so fucking much. Like, just very clearly not wanting to show, like, not wanting to show the side of herself and sentence, but especially not to this guy who's like, who's seemingly obsessed with her that she just met.
yeah.
But there's a really cool like world building thing here that I love, where Amelia is like, Reinhardt can't really go. Well, this comes a little bit later, but we'll just get through it now. Amelia just says Reinhardt can't use his magic because I'm using all of the magic in the air to heal Old Man Rom.
I already tapped that land.
Right.
That's literally it.
Yeah, like, it's a literally cool, like, there, like, local areas having, like, set amounts of usable,
Yeah.
like, mana to be channeled. I think it's a really cool thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is genuinely pretty cool. It's just funny.
I have no idea if this remains consistent for the rest of the series, and I also have to wonder if that leads to like whoever strikes first strikes decisively, because like imagine you're like staring down another like magic user, like the first person to use a magic move that just sucks all the magic out of the air, you win, you're done, it's over.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna try and keep an eye on this because like I either like I just must have forgotten it the first time that I saw it.
I just thought it was
I don't
fun.
know.
Like, it was like a fun detail that it was like he had to be on the defensive while she was like healing up Rom.
Yeah. Oh no. By the way, as I'm scanning through more, you were right about Reinhardt because he said I would never want to hit a woman. It's a bit like La Epic Gentleman about it, but
Bummer. I don't want to be right. I wish it was what you were saying instead.
He's a woman respecter.
The specter of misogyny haunts us all. So.
I guess, and also I did just scrub through to just double check this. It's further clarified that like. The magic is not like locked out. Like Reinhardt could access the magic, but then it would draw all the magic away from Amelia. So I guess it's just a question of who is a more powerful spellcaster when it comes down to these things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. And like,
and that doesn't come up here because Elsa is not using any magic. She's just kind of nutty.
She's just kind of freaky with it.
Yeah.
But
she's just kind of fergalicious with it.
What if her name was Fergie instead of Elsa?
That'd be pretty funny.
Elsa is like, hey, are you going to use your epic sword on me? And Reinhardt's like, I don't feel like it's needed. He picks up a random non-epic sword.
Yeah, this is Chekhov's sword. It's only appearing just now in the first act.
God, it's so weird to think about the only context in which we see that sword unsheathed in the show.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, just, speaking in tongues a little bit.
Mm.
I love this. Like, he picks up the sword, like, and like fucking Arthurian legend, this thing starts. It's not like Arthurian legend, but it does start glowing, and it made me think, oh, this is Arthurian in nature.
Yeah, well, he just picks up like a random sword off the ground.
He picks up the sword and it starts glowing because there's orcs nearby.
Yeah, you understand that reference now.
I can make Lord of the Rings jokes now.
We did it.
Only 2 weeks have passed since the last time it was recorded, but I have experienced a lifetime's worth of knowledge.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like that. I think in Breath of the Wild, your sword can glow when certain things are near too, but. Your reference is better.
Thank you.
What the fuck was I? So he makes it glow, and then he does this like big, bright white beam.
Well,
yeah.
Like God, sorry. This scene of him actually like using his final finishing move on Elsa is so fucking sick.
It is really cool.
Like the thing like immediately before it, like he and Elsa are like staring each other down, and Subaru just like yells, "Hey, Rom's healed. You can go sicko mode, Reinhardt." And like they say their own names, like their Pokemon, and they stand up against each other. Like all the magic in the air and the light like flows towards Reinhardt, and like literally he is the light in the darkness. Like a spotlight is shining on him. He's the only thing lit in the room.
Yeah.
Like everything turns to like extremely simplified lines as we see just like this thin line with like massive beams of light radiating off of it. Like they look like fucking like extremely thick like margins in a comic book.
Yeah.
And it looks so
exactly.
fucking cool. Elsa is like bathed in this light, and like she gets her fucking ass beat.
She gets stop racism.
He literally says hammer down. He also explodes the fucking house about it.
Ooh, also, very important name dropped here. It's like because he's of the Van Astria family.
Yeah, of the Van Astria family.
Her last name. She says her last name too. It's like,
Elsa Gronhirt. I'm not sure.
Yeah, something like that.
I kept thinking his name was Reinhardt, so I was like,
because of
Reinhardt?
Overwatch.
Yeah, because of funny Overwatch.
It sounded like they were saying Reinhardt in the dub. So
yeah, no, they just funny Overwatch had just come out.
Yeah,
funny Overwatch.
Wait, when did funny Overwatch come out? Was that 2016?
I think it was either 2015 or 2016.
Okay, God, that game's God. Oh my God.
When did the anime come out?
2016.
The Overwatch anime? Oh.
Oh, God.
After Reinhardt explodes Elsa and the whole fucking house with his big magic blast, Subaru is like, Monster Hunter my ass. You're a monster yourself. What the fuck was that?
It seems like Go on.
He's like, you hurt me, Subaru.
Yeah, you hurt my fifis.
That's very mean of you.
And then the sword dissolves in his hand, and he says, like, this is a very small thing, but he's like, I'm sorry I asked too much of you. Rest well now. I just think it's a really nice thing. He apologizes to his sword.
He's like, sorry, sword. I fucked up.
I used you too hard.
Also, I just assume, like, Elsa's not actually dead. She just ran away or something.
Well, I mean, you see her like 5 seconds later.
That's what I'm saying. Sorry, I didn't finish what I was saying for some reason.
Okay.
I like blanked out.
For a second, I was like, Morg, did you not finish the episode?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
What I meant to say was, even before we saw her, I was like, oh, she's not dead. There's no way. And then I was right. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
She's under the rubble.
Yeah. The
I did not.
the
Can
rubble
you
that is
imagine
like...
if I just like ended it and didn't learn like Amelia's name and
just
stuff?
8 minutes out for the end of the episode, you said, I think I've seen enough today.
The remaining 8 minutes are all credits.
I don't need to know anything else.
Seems like I've seen all there is to see.
I've finished the episode.
I've seen enough. I'm calling this for Reinhardt.
There's there's a scene between Subaru and Amelia where Subaru's like, wow, you're alive. You're not like in pieces or bleeding out on the ground.
Did we actually say that like Elsa ran away?
No. We haven't gotten to that part yet. This
happens before.
There's like a couple of minutes in between. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. This I fucked
totally
up.
Fine. Subaru's like, you're alive, I'm alive. This is fucking this rules. Hell yes. And Amelia's like, you make it sound like you've experienced being disemboweled before. And he's like, maybe, I think we all have a little bit. And
yeah. Walk a mile, old man shoes.
And he's like, oh yeah, thanks, Reinhard. And then I believe this is... Oh yeah. He's like, I guess you heard my heart's cries for help, my friend. And Reinhard says, oh, if I did do that, I would certainly be proud. But I instead just heard Felt's cries. Which I think is cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Elsa busting through.
She's under the rubble. She's like, I'm alive. I'm about to fucking cut this boy apart.
Yep. She's like, she's breasting boobily out of the rubble. And Subaru grabs the club, shoves Amelia out of the way, and like blocks the attack with it.
Yeah. Subaru like uses whole ass body. She's not happy that like he keeps pushing people out of the way. Sorry,
I kept the video rolling. I saw the scene of her throwing the knife around, right? Because Elsa is like pissed off, and she lost the advantage of surprise. So now Reinhardt is like standing between her and Subaru and Amelia, and Reinhardt's like, all right, that's enough, Elsa. And she's like, damn it, I'm fucking pissed off. And she like throws her knife, like, and it goes past Reinhardt's head and like curves to the side, and like I've seen this episode like 4 or 5 times now, and every single time I've seen that I thought like, oh fuck, that thing's gonna curve and hit Felt. Oh no, she's gonna die. But it doesn't. It just like nobody reacts to the blade flying right past Reinhardt's ear. It looks so fucking funny.
It's just like, embeds itself into the wall.
Yeah.
And she's just kind of like, I will disembowel you all someday.
Yep. She does a couple of flips out of the. She's like, I'll just embowel you someday. Take good care of your bowels until then. And she does like a bunch of flips out of the rubble.
Yeah, she
says back at it again at Old Man Rom's loot house. And backflips into the side. This is Subaru at his most dweeby through these episodes, and I think the first time through, I thought this was really cringe, but now I'm just completely endeared to him as a character, and I just think it's sweet. He does the same pose that he did in the first episode, the one that I used on the questions tweet.
I thought that pose was funny.
Yeah, he does it a lot. He's like, my name is Natsuki Subaru. I saved your life from a heinous villain, and he like does a bunch. He's dancing like Crash Bandicoot at the end of a level.
Yeah. It's a very like a comedic moment in Full Metal Alchemist kind of delivery, I think.
He teaches Amelia the word of okay. And he's like going on and on about like, I'm the rescuer, I saved your life, I earned a reward. And the thing is, the thing this reminds me of is, Neve, you remember at the end of the Usewell episode, or the Usewell part of Full Metal Alchemist, when Ed is, like, right before Ed gives the deed back to the dad in the mining town, and he's like, oh, you know, this paper, it's like really nice parchment, this ink too, like, it's gonna be pretty expensive, and the price I think is gonna be the cost of one night's stay and food at your inn?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Your space INN, to be clear, not urine.
No, yeah, he wants to stay at the inn. But yeah,
that's a scene that's always stuck out in my head. I mean, I read that volume like front to back like a billion times as a kid because I had 2 volumes of Full Metal Alchemist manga. But Subaru like just does a bunch of gesticulating and posturing. He's like, I'm going to demand a reward of you. And she's like, as long as it's within my power, sure. And he's like, oh yes, it's going to be a big reward. What I'm going to ask of you is your name. And Amelia starts laughing.
I was like worried. I was like, what the fuck is he gonna ask her for? And then it was just her name. I was like, all right, that's okay. That's fine, I guess. I was very concerned at this moment for some reason. I was like,
oh no, I was very concerned the first time. I thought he was gonna be like, I demand a kissy.
Oh, I didn't think it would be that far, but I was like,
I demand to see your feet.
Show me your feet, baby. Seeing Elsa's foot like
grafted onto the ice chunk, yeah,
wasn't enough.
Here, take your shoes off and go stand on some ice real quick.
I thought it was gonna be like, we gotta travel together. Like, oh, we're friends now. You gotta be my friend.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, he didn't even ask that.
Yeah.
Or like in a creepy way or anything. It was just like, what's your name? And he says it in a funny voice.
Yeah. How was the delivery of this in the dub, Nave? What was this like? Was it good?
I thought it was okay. You know, it was what it kind of had to be.
Yeah. And Subaru's like, all the fucking times I died, all the shit I ate, like, it was all worth it for this. My reward was her name and a smile, and it was all worth it.
And her name is Amelia.
Her name's Amelia.
Saying this whole episode.
Her name is Amelia Clark.
Yeah, it's Danny
She's
Khaleesi. Reinhardt's like, Subaru, I'm surprised you're unhurt. And he's like, oh yeah, that big club of ROMs protected me at a moment's notice. And Reinhardt picks it up and like only picks up the bottom half of it because the top was sliced completely off.
Yeah.
And then Subaru looks down and like his shirt falls to ribbons and then like,
I love the sound effect they play. It's like an EKG machine.
It's an EKG flatlining. He's like, oh fuck, I should have known this would happen. As like his like stomach starts seeping blood a little bit, and then like we cut behind him and he like just explodes in a spray of blood.
Yeah, it's like funny. Like it's like a funny moment, even though he's fucking dying. He's just like
it's a comedy disemboweling.
I was like, oh god. He's faints, obviously, but like he doesn't die. Like it doesn't start over again, and that's the important part.
It's interesting because like this is the first, like, I think this is the first POV, like the first like stuff that we get that's like not Subaru's POV. And it's not too common an occurrence. I feel like that we get that. Like, I feel like most of the stuff is just being told to us through Subaru's eyes. Like, season 2, I think, has a lot more of it, because season 2 has a lot of, like, season 2 has a lot of moving pieces that, like, Subaru is, like, indirectly involved in, but he's just not always on screen for characters interacting. Season 1, there's very little non-Subaru, like, scenes. But so they managed to save him. He's fine. They like say, oh, he should be over the hump now. We're out of the woods on this.
Yeah, they heal him up with Amelia's power.
Reinhardt turns to Amelia and is like, what's your relation to Subaru? And she's like, passing familiarity? Like,
I just fucking met him today. I don't know.
Yeah.
This fucking guy, he wanted to
see my feet.
Reinhardt is like, what do we do with him? I'll take him back to my place. And Amelia's like, no, I have some questions for him. I'll take him back to mine. Amelia's like, more important than that, though, what's going to happen to Felt and Rom? And Reinhardt's like, I can't overlook what they've done as a knight, but today's my off day.
Yeah, he's not going to...
He's the one good cop.
He's the one good cop.
Yeah.
Except...
Amelia goes up and talks to Felt and is like, is this old man your family? And Felt's like, yeah, he's the only one that I have.
Amelia says she only has one family member also, so she, like, understands.
Yeah.
And she's like, Felt's like, you, like, helped us out. I don't know how to repay you other than, like, I can give you back your insignia, I guess.
I can give you your Dorito back.
Give you your Dorito back.
I know you've been chasing this Cool Ranch flavor all over the city. I'm sorry to make you run so hard.
Except
the Dorito is glowing with cheesy goodness.
Yeah.
And Reinhardt is like, what the fuck? What? Huh?
That's the Cool Ranch of legend.
And he's like, he speaks very vaguely about things. And
yeah, I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? I know we're gonna find out later, but he's like talking about. First of all, he's like, I can't overlook this crime. I'm gonna, like, take Felt in actually after all. I can't keep my promise to you, Amelia.
To be clear, Amelia is like, if it's for stealing the insignia, I don't take these guys in.
I'm not pressing charges.
Yeah, but Reinhardt is like, that's not what I'm doing this about. There's a far greater crime that cannot be overlooked here. And, like, he casts spell of knockout on her and basically carries her away. And I don't think we know what happens here until, like, episode 11 of the original run, which would, like, come to, like, episode 5 or 6 for us.
Oh, bummer.
I will say, in the original, it did seem like he made his intentions a little more clear, but...
Yeah, this feels, like, more, like, malicious than I remembered it seeming, but...
yeah, he kind of, like, gives me bad vibe, but I'm also, like... I don't know, he's cool, and I, like, trust... I don't know.
You look like that, you can do anything to me.
God, so fucking true.
They stare at the moon for a minute, and they're like, damn, the moon.
They, like, say something like, this is the last time we might see it glowing like this, or something like fucked up.
He says this may be the last chance we have to gaze calmly at the moon, which...
What the fuck does that mean?
I think it intimates just like, shit, big storm. Like, there's a big storm coming of some variety.
Okay.
And I not to spoil too much, but, like, there is a big storm coming.
Yeah.
That's kind of the end, though.
Yeah, that's the end of the episode. Subaru, we cut to Subaru like knocked out, completely passed out on the pavement, pants full of shit. And we get the ReZero Hajimura no Isekai, or whatever the title of it is.
Yeah, and then we get the ED, which, forgive me if I said this last episode, like, I haven't been able to re-listen to that, obviously, but all the EDs in the show do very much feel like they're designed to make people go apeshit when they come on at the Anime Con rave.
Yeah.
Yes.
I really do like this one a lot.
It's good.
I think all the EDs kind of blend together in my head. Like, the first two, in my opinion, are actually pretty samey, but the third and the fourth, like, I just don't remember them because they barely showed up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like it. So that's the end of the episode.
What'd you think, Maury?
I thought it was interesting. I'm, like, curious about where it goes next. Sorry, I feel like I'm saying, like, very, like, boring things, but I'm just kind of like, what the fuck is happening? And where is he going? Like, I know the next episode is something about, like, the Roswell mansion or something, but it's like, what the fuck? What does this have to do with Amelia? What is any of this? And then it's like, if he does die again, will he start back at the Apple stand? And that makes me, like, sad if he does. And I'm like, oh, the fact that I actually, like, am caring about him, I don't know if it's because it's like, oh, I care him, or, oh, it's Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah.
Natsuki Subaru kidnapped me. And I began to sympathize with him.
Good pair of episodes. It took me a minute to get the ball rolling on actually watching these last night for note-taking purposes, but, like, once I was in it, like, I was like, fuck, I want to keep going.
Yeah.
God. Watching this show 2 weeks at a time is going to kill me.
Yeah, well, We'll get there.
You
We'll
could
get there.
watch it more. I just can't.
I mean, yeah, true. So we got some questions.
Questions? Where did we get those questions
We got
from?
those questions on Twitter. If you want to ask us questions, go follow at foodre0. That is at FWD re0. We got questions from See You Space Indian at God, I didn't realize John changed their at.
I didn't know they changed their name.
At friend of the show.
I had to check this was Joe. I was like, who
Tremendous content, John. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
If you were a pro wrestler / Gundam / JRPG character, what would your finishing move be called, and what would it entail? I mean, I think I just gotta hit people with the Tiger Bomber.
Yeah.
And,
Pretty good.
I think it's just Scotty Two Hotties the worm, but, like, instead of doing the worm, I don't know, get down on all fours and walk towards someone and then pin them.
I gotta, like, sit on someone or something. Just, like, like King DDD fucking, or Bowser and, like, Smash.
You're the King Bob-omb from Bob-omb Battlefield.
Yeah, absolutely. And the movie.
You're just sort of thudding to a stop.
Yeah.
It could just be like Sleepy Snorlax Slammer.
The Sleepy Snorlax. I think we're just, like, making up, like, our own Pokemon Z moves at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Incineroar should have gotten a Z move called the Tiger Bomber instead of whatever the fuck he got. What's it called? It's not...
It's like Malicious Moonsault, I think.
Malicious Moonsault,
Yes,
yeah.
Malicious Moonsault. I love Pulverizing Pancake for Snorlax, though.
It's great.
I love it so much. Or, like, it could be, I don't know, it could be, like, the Morgue Takedown. Just something boring.
Oh,
that was
shit.
kind of boring. I don't know.
God, shit.
Morgue
The thing is,
Moonsault.
like, the Morgue Moonsault, I do love that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Dave.
Mine would be the Tornado Sloppy. No explanation needed.
Oh shit, it should be the fucking, cause I talked about the trans tornado, cause like someone on Twitter, there was like new banned magic moves, and one was the homo vortex, and I was like, damn,
Yes, I saw that post.
they're gonna fucking ban the fucking trans tornado next.
They're gonna ban the tornadoes. They're gonna ban the tornado suck job.
Yeah, I'm in a double team with Will Kogan, and he's gonna do the not racist anymore, brother, HH, and then I'm gonna finish them off with the Tornado Sloppy.
Oh my god.
There's a reference that even among our listener base, people might not get it.
I think Woke Hogan explains itself.
Yeah, I was like, I think I know what woke.
Sarah McClintock's Wheel of Time at Sarah McCostumes asks, question, the obligatory isekai style questions that's gotta be asked. What would you do in this situation, and how would it be better than whatever Subaru does? I would simply understand that I was death looping, like at least 1 or 2 loops sooner than him. I do not know what I could say else, material that I would do better than him, because I would.
You would say the words Groundhog Day out loud.
Yeah, I would say the words Groundhog Day out loud, but I can say the things that I would do that would be worse than Subaru. I would just have there would be no loops in which I actually got to kick the shit out of the alleyway punks.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I'm absolutely getting my ass flattened every time, like knife or not.
There's no way. Like, I think I would die more. Like, I would understand it sooner. Like, maybe after, like, 2, just because, like, 1, I might think it was, like, a dream or something. And then after 2, I'd be like, okay, this is a thing. This is happening. Okay. But then, yeah, I would just keep dying all the time because I'm not, like... I'm not that strong, so I wouldn't, like, be able to hold up, like, a big old giant club. And then, like, maybe I would, like, use the looping to, like, get stronger? I don't know. I would just be like, guess I'll die again. But, like, you can't, because you, like, return to your physical... I don't know. I don't know what I would do there. I think I would just fucking be stuck, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like I would just figure out what drugs are in this universe and then, like, live in the woods and become a hermit mystic.
Honestly.
Just like people coming to me for advice, and I'm just like, just saying stuff that they have no context for.
Yeah.
I'd be saying Flareon is the only fully evolved fire type that cannot learn Solar Beam. And then you'd be like, oh, this is cryptic wisdom.
You could spread like conspiracy theories from like our world and no one would know what the fuck you're talking about.
the catchphrase of the slums is no longer live strong. It is now Bush did 9/11.
It is now Venom Momentum.
The catchphrase of the slums is now Dio Obama.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tufster McGee at Tufster McG. If you were one of several color-coded gay knights, what color would you be, and what's your gimmick? I think.
Are we all gonna say purple?
I wasn't gonna say purple, and I would honestly be surprised if Neve was gonna say purple.
I was gonna say like a cyan.
Yeah, I could see you as like a bit of a Miku looking guy,
Yeah.
like a bit of a Miku looking knight.
I'm
what would your gimmick
purple,
be?
then.
Yeah, more you can be purple.
What would my gimmick be?
Could be tigy colored, white tigy color. You could be white.
Ooh.
The White Knight.
You could be a white knight. You could.
The word white. The thing. It's really funny the way that words like change meaning, because like 4 months ago the word white knight to me was exclusively the internet term, like for the internet term of white knight.
Yeah.
But now that I have a job where the white mocha at my work, like if you get a mocha latte with white chocolate, it's called the White Knight. Now that's all I can think of. Like I'm having work flashbacks just saying the word White Knight out loud.
I just think of fucking Farquaad pointing white knight.
White, yeah.
Pointing knight.
I think I would be I think I would be like pink, like specifically what's that bitch from Fire Emblem's name? Hilda?
Yes.
Like specifically that shade of pink. And my gimmick would be being a lazy piece of shit that never wants to do night things.
Yeah.
I would probably also want to do that, but like if we were going, I'm like now thinking it in like a tabletop.
We gotta diversify. If you'd come to that conclusion first, I would have had to go with something else. But I was first.
No, I know. I'm thinking of like if I was like a knight in like a tabletop game kind of thing, even though that's not what it says. I was
right,
like,
but I get you.
I was like, oh, I'd probably play as a tiefling. And I would be like, I don't know, I might play into it and be like, cool, I want to do demon stuff with my knight stuff, but I still want to be good. Like good darkness and stuff and all that. I don't know if that can be a gimmick for this show.
Can be a gimmick.
Knights, but that's fine.
That's it for questions.
I didn't get to say what my gimmick
I'm
was.
sorry. I thought we did. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my gimmick is that I also have a sword, but it'd be exactly one cooler than Reinhard.
Absolutely.
I would actually use my sword.
You're just
I can just bust this out whenever I want.
You're just constantly one more push-up-ing Reinhard.
That's my power.
I can do anything better than you.
Yeah, literally your power is just like to do whatever Reinhardt does, but like a little bit better. God, it's never explained in the show, but Reinhardt's power is explained in like so. Morg, you know, Gon and Killua's Hunter Cyclopedia that shows at the end of every episode. That shows at the end of every episode of Hunter x Hunter, right?
Yeah.
ReZero has that also, but it's just contained in a different like episode and a different upload feed.
Oh.
There's like these 3-minute like chibi episodes.
I did see that.
Yeah, I've only seen a couple of them actually, and I'm wondering if we want to like incorporate them into the show in future episodes. Probably should have asked this question during a production meeting.
Yeah,
but
that's a good idea though. I've been wanting to see those.
Yeah, one of them like specifies that Reinhardt's power is like I'm oversimplifying here, but his power is basically like Adam West era Batman, like, because you know how in that era, like, Batman would be about to get got by, like, I don't know, a buzzsaw, and he has, like, anti-buzzsaw spray on his belt or whatever.
Bat anti-buzzsaw spray?
Yeah, bat anti-buzzsaw spray. And that's basically what Reinhardt's power is. Like, oh no, I'm about to get hit by a big hit from a monster, and it's like, oh, good thing that I have good thing that I have the protection of monster, the anti-monster protection bonus.
Damn.
I just think that's fun.
That is fun. Do we get
Pretty
to see you
good.
fight monsters?
Yes.
Good.
I don't remember, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, you do. You only see it like once thus far, I think, but I can't say for sure.
Okay.
My
Right.
memory's a bit hazy. Yeah, so that's going to do it for this week's episode. This episode of Forward ReZero. Nate, where can people find you online?
You can find me at @NickWolf on Twitter. Hopefully soon you'll be able to find me on Band of the Pod, which is going to be a Berserk podcast I'm doing with artist of the show Ogie and our pal Sue.
Morg?
You can find me at Haunting the Morgue on Twitter. That's Haunting the MORG. You can also find me on my other podcasts. I feel kind of weird plugging Departure Lounge, but I will until I decide to officially stop it. So yeah, you can find me on Departure Lounge, a Hunter x Hunter podcast that's plane themed. And why I know the Hunter Encyclopedia stuff that Sarah's talking about.
You could have also just seen Hunter x Hunter. Like, I have also seen Hunter x Hunter without having done a podcast about it.
Yeah, true. I just meant,
But I
like,
digress.
that's why I've seen
No, I know.
Hunter.
Yeah.
I don't watch things, Sarah. You know this.
Yeah, true. Your presence on this podcast was honestly just a long con to just get you to watch this series.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I fucking don't watch things.
Your parents came up to you when you were like 3. It's like, hey, do you want to be a podcast about Sesame Street?
We gotta wrap this up. Spider-Verse movie trailer just dropped. We gotta get going.
Sorry. You can find me also on my other 2 podcasts, which are Noise Space podcasts, Sonic Shuffle, a random and holistic Sonic lore podcast, and Digimon Ghost Gaze, a Digimon Ghost game watch podcast. Sarah, where can we find you?
Yeah. Thank you very much to Noisepace.xyz and Matt GameCube. Noisepace is the podcast network on which we are so graciously hosted, and Matt GameCube is the podfather of us all. You can find me on Twitter at SunhatZhenya, SunhatZhenya. You can also listen to a bunch of other podcasts that I do on the Noisepace.xyz network, like Special Grade Snacks, which is coming back soon because the Jujutsu Kaisen movie is out. Possibly.
Let's go.
Well, it's not out, but like by the time you're hearing this episode, it might be out, depending on how long I take to edit the first episode.
Oops.
Depending on how Gege feels.
Yeah.
It's finished. He's just like, I don't feel like dealing with this today. Maybe next week.
Movies on New Year's now. No Christmas Okotsu story. It's New Year's time. I do a whole handful of podcasts on there. Check me out. Like I said, we are at FWDREZERO on Twitter. Thank you to Ogie for the incredible cover art for the podcast. Check them out at Kaloli Fair Art on Twitter. And I believe that's everything. So, till next time, bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
We're
Bye.
ending again from 0.
Yeah, let's until next time, let's all jump into this wood chipper together and start the episode over.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, that works.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.